Hey there and welcome. Today we're diving into something I think you'll find really powerful, a three-part AI workflow. You know, it's a system that's pretty much designed to change the game for anyone who does research. We're talking about turning hours of work into just minutes, all while making sure your facts are rock solid. So let's get right into it.
So let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like you're just drowning in a sea of information? Or maybe you're totally on board with AI, you're excited about it, but you're a little wary of those, infamous hallucinations, where the AI just kind of makes things up. If any of that sounds familiar, you've basically hit on the two biggest challenges in modern research. But the good news is, there's a system that's built to solve both of them.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the problem, then introduce this really cool concept called the virtuous cycle. After that, we'll walk through the actual three-stage workflow and its benefits, and then we'll wrap up with a clear action plan that you can start using today.
So what's the big idea here? Well, it all comes down to creating what's called a virtuous cycle. It's a system that lets you take all the chaos of the internet and turn it into your own private, perfectly curated knowledge base.
So what do we actually mean by a virtuous cycle here? Well, think of it like a closed loop of quality. You start with really high-quality, verifiable information. That's your input. Then you store it and you organize it. And from that moment on, any new content you create is automatically accurate and verified because it can only draw from that trusted source you built.
Okay, so that's the big picture. Now let's get practical. How do you actually build this virtuous cycle? Well, it's all built on a three-stage workflow: discovery, synthesis, and creation. And each one of these stages uses a specific AI tool that's just perfect for the job. Stage 1 is all about discovery, and your tool here is Perplexity. The best way to think about it is like having your own expert research librarian. Its whole job is to search the live web, bring back reputable, high-quality information, and, this is absolutely crucial, it gives you direct citations for everything it finds. This makes sure your inputs are solid right from the very start.
Next up is Stage 2, synthesis, and for this we use Google's NotebookLM. Think of this as your personal research desk. You just take all those great sources you got from Perplexity and you drop them right in here. This is what creates your trusted knowledge base, but more importantly, it grounds the AI. And that's just a fancy way of saying the AI is now locked in. It can only use the information you've given it and nothing else from the wider internet.
And that brings us to the final stage, the payoff: creation. And this is powered by Google Gemini. This is your brilliant research assistant, but because it's connected directly to your NotebookLM sources, it generates reports and summaries based only on the information you provided. And this, right here, is the key that unlocks the whole thing. The risk of AI hallucination is basically eliminated.
So let's just recap that flow real quick. You discover your sources with Perplexity, you synthesize them in NotebookLM to create a trusted library, and then you create new content with Gemini. See how each step just builds on the last one? It creates that solid foundation of quality and accuracy.
Okay, so we've seen how it all works, but what does this actually do for you? Why bother? Well, let's break down the strategic benefits, because this is what really makes this integrated system such a game changer.
There are really three main advantages here. First is source integrity. Every single claim in your final output can be traced right back to a specific source document. No guessing. Second, massive context. You can analyze literally thousands of pages of research all at once. And third, dynamic updating. Your research can stay fresh and current with just a simple sync to Google Drive.
And just to give you a sense of what massive context really means, look at this number, 300. That's the maximum number of different sources, we're talking PDFs, articles, transcripts, whatever, that Gemini can analyze from a single NotebookLM notebook. I mean, that is an incredible amount of information to process accurately at one time.
All right, so you get the theory, you see the benefits. Now let's make it totally actionable. Here is a simple 4-step standard operating procedure, or SOP, that you can follow to implement this whole workflow for yourself. It's a really clear, repeatable process. Step 1, harvest your sources using Perplexity. Step 2, ground that knowledge by importing everything into NotebookLM. Step 3, use Gemini to draft your content, and it comes complete with automatic citations. And then, the final crucial step, Step 4, you use those very citations to do a final verification, making sure everything is 100% accurate against your original documents.
And honestly, this quote just says it all. This is the core philosophy of the entire system. The quality of what you get out is completely dependent on the quality of what you put in.
This workflow is built from the ground up to guarantee that good data in leads to good content out every single time.
Okay, let's bring it all home now. We've seen how this powerful three-stage workflow lets you discover, synthesize, and create content with a level of accuracy and control that, frankly, just wasn't possible before.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. This system is a funnel. It's designed to take the wild chaos of the open web and channel it into clear, accurate, and completely verifiable content for whatever project you're working on.
We covered a lot of ground today, I know, so if you have any questions at all about putting this AI workflow into practice, or maybe you want to share your own experience with it, please send them our way. We would absolutely love to hear from you.
And for more deep dives and curated content just like this, be sure to visit craig.grabmycard.com. Thanks so much for joining us.